Good morning, Catherine. Well, I don't see James. He has been out of the class for several days, so I don't know whether he's not feeling well or he sent me a note and said he was going to be back in a couple of days ago, but he hasn't shown up. So I don't think we should add a new move on today, just because we'd have to go do it again when he does show up. I can show you the next move. You should know it anyway, Catherine. You should know this. Catherine, what's the next move?
Yeah, well, number 13, but otherwise, I don't remember. I do not remember.
Well,
But I would
it's
love to see the video you talked about last week. This Japanese
oh yeah.
master.
Have you
I
ever?
love him so much.
Yeah, sure. We can watch that. Um, well, the next move has my favorite name of all the moves. The green dragon emerges from the water. All right. So we won't work on it today. Um,
Beautiful.
all right, let me cue that up, and we'll watch it. We'll watch it all the way through. What's he doing right now?
Wow, this is so beautiful.
So how old was Grandmaster Fung in that clip, Malcolm?
He's probably about 70, maybe a few years older, 72, 73.
That was so great.
Yeah, sorry, the computers mess everything up here.
That-
Yeah,
that's
it's
okay.
fun. I could just, I used to watch Master Fung. I would turn, back when there was, these things were on tapes. Does anybody remember tapes, actual tapes? And I would just play him, and I would lay on the couch there, and I would just watch him for hours. Fung is a beautiful performer. He's very different than the Japanese guy, who was one of his students. Um, but I like Fung's stuff. He's absolutely straight ahead. There's no there's no nothing added in there. It's just what it is. It's just Tai Chi.
How long is that spear?
The spear can be anywhere from 9 feet to 14 feet. So that one looked like it was probably 8 or 9 feet, something like that. That's what they usually are. Longer ones are very heavy. That's one of the here. I'll show you one of the exercises. I don't have a spear here, but we'll use a right. So one of the exercises is if you got a 14-foot spear, right? Now stand there for an hour.
So,
So
Catherine,
those guys that do spear
yeah,
are really something.
yeah, Catherine, in case you didn't know, the saber that Grandmaster Fung did is Malcolm's favorite weapon.
Oh, really?
Guys, I have not done saber once since we moved up here
Oh.
because there's no place to do it. I'd have to do it out in the street, and I'd probably get arrested.
You can't do it in the where you practice?
You can do it in your backyard.
Yeah, in the backyard.
But you know the trouble is we can't do it by video because you would be knocking things down in your room and cutting people up and I would be knocking things down in here too because it's a big form. It needs more space than I have in here and that you guys have.
Well, that was beautiful.
Hold
Very
on a minute,
inspiring.
guys. I got to adjust the sound here.
So if you did it in the backyard, your nosy neighbor wouldn't bother you anymore.
I was actually doing sword once up in Portland back when I first started Tai Chi in '88 or something like that. And I was doing it in a parking lot next to our apartment building, and the cops stopped
Uh,
to talk to me, right?
yeah.
Because somebody had called in. Oh, there's a crazy person with a sword out in the parking lot. He's gonna kill me.
When I was trying to learn the sword, I used to walk up to the top of Stowe Lake and practice up there.
Yeah,
It was a gorgeous walk up there, and then it was just there were other people practicing other types of Chinese arts up there, but
yeah.
it was beautiful.
There is enough of a. There's actually quite a large community, martial arts community, both Chinese and other nationalities too, in San Francisco. So they know about it and they leave you alone unless you go crazy. Now, what they don't want is you walking around the streets of San Francisco with a naked sword. So you have to have your sword in a sword bag, etc., etc. And really, you shouldn't practice any place that's not a traditional place for a lot of people to practice, because it freaks people out, and understandably so. Because there's a Catherine, you probably don't know this yet, but I would say about 10% of the martial arts community is crazier than a bed bug. I'm serious, and you just have to
Stay
learn
away.
learn how to live with it, but stay out of their trouble. Is that about the right percentage, Kevin? 10%?
Well, given that it's the same thing all the world and every population of people, yeah, I think that's right.
That's pretty well true. Um, we're out of time here, but it's kind of too bad. I was going to play you his eldest daughter doing our form. She's very good. She's very, very good. Of course, she's got a very good teacher, but she was a professor of dance at Beijing University, so she's got the body background and was able to take that and bring that into her Tai Chi. So she's really quite extraordinary, very good. And this is she must be approaching the year 72. Maybe she's even past it. But this is from maybe 20 years ago, so she's really in her prime. So we'll
She's
watch that. We'll watch that
yeah.
sometime.
When
Um,
she
I,
when she
what's
came
that?
to San Francisco,
That was her young. That's not her. That's not who I'm talking about. That's
oh,
her. That is her younger sister who came to San Francisco. I'm talking about her older sister.
well, when the younger sister came to San Francisco, she, you don't have to say anything if you're visiting. And she taught, gave us a seminar and watched us, and she goes, I've seen a lot of different, you know, HUNYUAN classes, and this is the real deal.
Yeah, that was nice of her to say that. That was nice of her to say that. I don't know. I was just thinking this morning, guys. And you never know how life is going to go, but we worked so hard to build that dojo in San Francisco, and it was really finally starting to take off, and then COVID hit, and it was like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
really sad. Yeah.
yeah, well, a lot of people went out of a lot of businesses because of that, and I think it's actually one of the main reasons the world is still kind of messed up. It's just the instability from that phase. I saw some clips from. I think the movie was called Contagion. Kevin, do you remember the movie Contagion back from like 2011 or something? Catherine, I don't know whether you saw it. Ever saw it? It's an American movie, but it's kind of a what if we get a viral pandemic, and they take it from the very beginning, the very first people, and how it spreads, and it's almost like a documentary rather than a movie. And I haven't thought about that in years, but I watched most of it again the other day, and it's like, wow, this was actually really close to what actually happened with COVID. Um, so I don't know. Okay, guys, we'll meet again tomorrow. I'm going to try to contact James and see whether
Yeah.
he's going to be there or not. If he's not going to be here, we will just go ahead, and he's just going to have to catch up. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.